Hi, boys and girls. You are ready for your last spelling list of this unit. So you want the paper from your last pickups that says List 3, and there's going to be 2 charts on it. And we're actually reviewing all the spelling patterns that we've learned so far. So on your next spelling test, you'll be responsible for determining the form of the verb or noun that fits in the sentence that I give you. And we'll review this week's words in chunks. The first section is all verbs. And remember, a verb shows an action. So this is what your paper looks like. It says Spelling Study List, Unit 3, List 3. Our first word is watch. And I want you to repeat the words after I say them. The first word is watch. Next is wish, submit, raise, and dry. These are all words that you've had before, and we're reviewing our spelling patterns. So now we're going to talk about adding the suffixes ed and ing to these verbs. We're going to fill in the 2 columns on the table by adding the suffixes to each root word. And remember, when there's a double consonant, when it ends in a vowel consonant, you double the last consonant and then add ing. If the word ends in E, you change the E, you drop the E and add ing. And words that end in Y, you change the Y to an I and add ed. So let's see what happens. Watched, we just add the ending. Watching, we just add the ending. Next is wished. Wishing. Submitted and submitting. We have to double that final T consonant before we add the suffix because it ends with a vowel consonant. Raised, it ends with an E, so we really drop the E and then add ed. And raising, we drop the E and add ing. For dry, we change the Y to an I and add ed. And drying, we just add the ing at the end. Next, we're going to add suffixes s or es. So we're going to fill in the remaining columns of the table by adding s or es to the verbs. Watches, wishes, submits, raises, dries, and we change the Y to an I, and then we add ES. For watch and wish, we just add the ES because it ends in 2 consonants. For submit, we just add an S because it ends with a vowel consonant. Now we're going to talk about nouns. We're going to talk about singular nouns, and then we're going to make them plural nouns. Remember, singular is 1, plural is more than 1. Book, puppy, knife, child, person. Now, some of these are irregular, what we call irregular nouns. Plural means more than 1. Book becomes books. Puppy becomes puppies because it ends in a Y. We have to change that Y to an I and add ES. Knife has that F in it. This was our last spelling list, so the F becomes a V and we add ES. Child is an irregular noun and it becomes children. It's a whole new word. Person is also irregular and it becomes people. And your challenge words for this week, they're words that are used often, remember, in our writing, but they don't follow any of our regular spelling patterns. So they're words that we just kind of have to memorize. Across and idea. So those are your spelling words, boys and girls. Please make sure that you have those words on your paper and you submit it in Schoology today.